the first picture of a black hole in space, designing and simulating a resilient power grid for the future, or a meta-analysis of COVID-19 vaccines. Discoveries and technologies that would be impossible without the use of software. Many researchers develop software for their research, sometimes to make world-famous discoveries, sometimes just to facilitate analysis of a small dataset. Whatever the purpose and scope of the research study is, writing software will play an important role in it. As researchers, you want your results to be reproducible, both for subsequent researchers who want to verify the results or build upon them, but also for our own reuse and continuation of our work. A research study that is reproducible is more trustworthy and increases the researcher's reputation. Describing, documenting, and making research software reusable is increasingly becoming an important part of reproducibility in research. And it can also save time when a researcher can build on someone else's well-documented software. But how do you do that? A structured approach to managing research software is set out in a software management plan. A software management plan makes explicit what the research software does, who it is for, what the outputs are, who is responsible for the release, and to ensure that the software stays available to the community for as long as it has to. Do you have to be a programmer to write a software management plan? Certainly not. But you do need to be able to assess the potential impact of the software developed as part of research. As a first step, using a set of questions, you determine whether the software you are developing has a low, medium, or high level of management. The level determines which topics you need to consider and describe in your software management plan. Are you developing a simple analysis script for a one-off project for which you are the primary user? Then the level of management of the software is low and basic documentation will suffice. In that case, a software management plan will include questions such as: how will you manage versioning of the software? How will your software be documented for users, such as installation instructions? And what license will you give your software? Will your software be reused in other projects and become a dependency that others rely on? Then the software has a greater effect on subsequent research projects and more extensive documentation and management measures are needed. In those cases, a software management plan can include questions such as: how will your software be documented for future developers? How will your software be tested, packaged, and distributed? And how do you plan to procure long-term maintenance of your software? A good software management plan helps every researcher develop and use software in their research in a sustainable and reproducible way, so that other researchers, now and in the future, can reproduce research results and reuse the research software with confidence and based on good documentation. This is crucial for researchers themselves, but also for the advancement of science in general.